Hey guys, this is Mr. Grice for Algebra 2, Chapter 3.8, Notes Part 1. Today we're going to be talking about compound inequalities with OR. So our learning target today is to be able to find the intersection and union of two sets and to solve compound inequalities combining the word OR in them. Okay, so a couple things to remember that we need to know is that when we are using the brackets, that's when we have closed circles. The parentheses are when open circles, blah, 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 open circles. I'm sorry, guys. And we are learning something new today, okay? Uh, this symbol right here means union, okay? Or both, or, okay? So we're going to be using that symbol when we're going through some of our problems today. So solve and graph the inequalities. Now right away you might look and be like, Mr. Grice, why are there so many inequalities up there? Relax, it's only two. Okay. So when we're doing this, you're going to treat each one of them individually. So let's do it. I'm going to solve for x. We get x is less than or equal to -3. On the other side, same thing. Solve for x. And we get x is greater than or equal to 7. So these are our answers right there. But now we have to graph them and put them in interval notation. So I'm going to do the graph first, -3 and 7. X is less than or equal to, so that means it's a closed circle, and then we're shading to the left. For our other one, we also have a closed circle, but now we're shading to the right. So when we're putting this in interval notation, which we always go from left to right, we're starting over here, which is -infinity, and we go to -3. I put a bracket on it because it's a closed circle. Okay, but it also includes that -7, so this is where that union comes in, and then we go from 7 to +infinity. Okay, so it's pretty much two interval notations that we're writing right there. All right, let's look at example number 2. Okay, let's go ahead and do the same thing. Draw the lines down the middle. We're going to treat these as two separate inequalities. So x is less than 2. On the other side, we're going to divide by -6. And, ooh, what's the rule about dividing by negative? You need to flip the sign when you multiply or divide by a negative. Don't forget that, okay? Because that's really saying x gives you +3, but when you flip that sign, it's greater than or equal to. So, drawing the graph again, we've got 2 and 3. At 2, it's an open circle, and it's set to shade to the left of that. And 3, it's a closed circle, and we're shading to the right. So the interval notation of that would be -infinity to 2, and we're using parentheses there, union with close bracket 3 to +infinity. Okay? All right, number 3, doing the same thing. Okay, it's a little bit longer. I think you guys can handle it. Why don't you pause the video and let's see how you do. Okay, so there are the two answers. M is less than or equal to -1 and M is greater than 1. So -1 and 1. Less than or equal to -1, so that's a closed circle. And closed circle and shade to the right. So interval notation for that would be starting at -infinity to -1, and that's closed, union 1 to +infinity, okay? let's walk through example number 4 together. Draw my lines down the middle. We're going to subtract 8 to both sides and get y is greater than or equal to 6. On the flip side, we have to multiply by the reciprocal. So those cancel. I'm multiplying by a negative, so we have to do something with that sign. We have to flip it. Okay? Now off to the side, 6 over 1 times negative 2 over 3. We can reduce that, so it's negative 4 over 1, which gives us negative 4. So negative 4, 6. We are less than or equal to negative 4. And then greater than or equal to 6. Interval notation, negative infinity to 4, union that with 6 to positive infinity. Okay, well that's it for Algebra 2, Chapter 3.8 notes. If you have any questions, please come find myself or Ms. Carranza. We would love to help you out. Thanks for watching, guys.